Good evening, everyone, or afternoon, my apologies. Happy Monday to you. Hopefully, you're getting back into the workflow and having some fun. Hopefully, you're enjoying a little bit of the warmer weather. The warmer weather is coming. It's coming to the 60s next week, even though the groundhog did see his shadow. So happy Groundhog Day if you're into that. Also, shout out to my cousin David Kite. Happy birthday to you, sir. You are old. You will always be old because you were always going to be older than me. But happy birthday to you. Thank you again for tuning in to the KBR Show. This is yours truly, King Buddy Ray, on this wonderful Monday podcast called Midday Monday. Today we're going to talk about women's basketball from yesterday. We're going to talk about some college basketball men from yesterday as well. Top 10 upset, maybe. We'll get into that later. We'll look at the NBA from yesterday. We'll talk some potential trade deadline moves. We'll do a question of the day, positive thought, Bible-verse, of course, and we're going to start something new. We'll get into that later. But first, starting with women's basketball. Sunday's their biggest day of the week. It's when most of them, if not all of them, play. There were six, you heard it right, 6 top 25 matchups, 2 of which were top 10, and those top 2 teams demolished the teams they beat. We'll start with UConn. Started the day early at 11 a.m. against the number 15 ranked Tennessee Volunteers. Tennessee stayed in Rocky Top. They did not travel to UConn. Well, they did, but their play didn't because they lost by 30. AZ Fudd led the way with the Huskies with 27 points, and Sarah Strong had 26 points. Number 6, Kim Mulkey and the hot LSU Tigers, efficient on offense, won big again against the Alabama Crimson Tide, 103-63. Their 9th time this year scoring over 100 points, which is very hard to do in any basketball, but especially women's college basketball. Number 22, the West Virginia Mountaineers welcomed in the Baylor Bears and beat them by 10 in Morgantown. The upset of the day, number 12 TCU against Texas Tech at Texas Tech. Lost on a buzzer beater 62-60. Now the game of the day, the game of the afternoon, top 10 matchup. Texas, hook 'em. Longhorns against the Oklahoma Sooners in Texas. Texas pulls away late and wins by 8, 78-70. Texas remains atop of the SEC with LSU. They play next week. Should be a fun one. The other top 10 matchup, even though it wasn't a close one, the UCLA Bruins, the number 2 team in all of the land, defeats the number 8 Iowa Hawkeyes at home, 88-65 there. Lots of good women's games yesterday. Vanderbilt won their game after losing 2 straight after starting this season unbeaten. Kentucky, shout out to you, Mr. Kenny Burks, won another game. Awesome job there. Should be a fun week in the women's. We'll touch up on some games coming up for them here in a minute. Now to the men's hardwood. 2 top 25 games yesterday. Started with Florida, the defending champions, the Gators, welcomed in the Alabama Crimson Tide and lost. The Crimson Tide did, that is. 77-100. Florida defended their streak there. The top 10 matchup. Nebraska. Will they lose back-to-back games? Will they win against the Fighting Illini at home in Nebraska? They did not win. The Illinois Fighting Illini pulled away late and won 78-69. Nebraska, after starting the season 20-0, has lost 2 in a row. And that takes us to leading ahead to the rest of the beginning of the week in college basketball. Big Monday tonight. My UNC Tar Heels and Caleb Wilson welcome in the Orange from Syracuse. 7 o'clock on ESPN. And then after that, at 9 o'clock on ESPN, Texas Tech welcomes in the Kansas Jayhawks. That's a top 15 matchup. Number 11 versus number 14. Both of those should be good games. So you don't have anything to do this evening. Sit at home. Watch some basketball. Or read a book and watch some basketball. That's what I do normally if I'm home. If I'm not officiating, or if it's later and I am officiating, I'll come home, take a shower, take a nice hot bath, sit, read a book, and watch basketball. That's what I normally do. But 2 good games tonight. UNC versus Syracuse. Texas Tech versus Kansas. Tomorrow, Duke welcomes in the Eagles from Boston College. St. John's travels to DePaul. Pittsburgh travels over the mountain to Charlottesville, or over our mountain. They travel a little bit further from Pittsburgh. But in Charlottesville tomorrow against the UVA Cavaliers. And the unbeaten Miami of Ohio travels to Buffalo. For women's basketball, they got a big game tonight. The number 3 Dawn Staley and the South Carolina Gamecocks travel to Texas A&M to play. The Aggies better come to play or they may get smacked. We'll see what happens there. Sunday in the NBA, it started off with what some thought was going to be a good game, even without Giannis. The Boston Celtics versus the Milwaukee Bucks. It was not a close game. It was a spanking. The Boston Celtics won 107-79. The Pistons remain atop of the East and remain red hot in the East as well, winning by 53 at home against the Brooklyn Nets, 130-77. The Chicago Bulls traveled to Miami, and they did not come away with a victory. They lost by 43, 134-91 in Miami. Was not a close game at all. The Red Hot Heat, or not Red Hot Heat, the Red Hot Knicks have won 5 in a row. They welcomed in the Lakers. Would their win streak go to 6? Would the Lakers win? We shall see. And the Lakers did not win. The Knicks pulled away late with some good defensive stops and some big-time threes from Mikal Bridges and Landry Shamet. They won 112-100. LeBron finished the game with 22 points, 5 boards, and 6 assists. Luka dropped another 30-piece with 30 points, 15 boards, and 8 assists. DeAndre Ayton stayed efficient, 6 of 6, on 13 points, a lot of those on lobs from Luka or put back layups. Knicks have won 6 in a row. They're probably the hottest team in the East. They've kind of fallen off the trade market, for Giannis. I think they're sticking with what they got. And they've got a pretty good team. Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Mitchell Robertson, a beast off the bench for defense. Landry Shamet can hit some big shots, play some defense. Jordan Clarkson, good ball handler. Kolek, good ball handler. McBride, Deuce McBride, I was drawing a blank on his first name. They should be good. They've kind of fallen off the trade market for Giannis. So the Knicks stay hot and have won 6 in a row after they were kind of on a downhill streak, losing 8 of 17 games. They have won now 16. Wow. 6 in a row. The nightcap. The Battle of the West. The number 1 Oklahoma City Thunder in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander against the Serbian Nikola Jokic. Who would win? Denver did not have everyone again. They were still missing Aaron Gordon, Cam Johnson, and Christian Brown. And it paid dividends. SGA and the Thunder pulled away late and won 121-111. SGA was very efficient, 11-16 shooting, 11-13 from the charity strike with 34 points and 13 assists. Cason Wallace had 27 points to help out SGA, 7-11 from deep, very efficient from the three-point arc. Aaron Wiggins off the bench had 14 for the Thunder. For Denver, Jokic was still on a minutes restriction. It did go up a little bit. He played 30 minutes. He had 16 points, 8 assists, and 7 boards. Peyton Watson led the way for the Nuggets with 29 points. Thunder made a statement last night and said, hey, boys, we still atop of the West. We may have lost 3 of the last 4 coming into this game, but we are still here. We still own the West, and they proved it in a big way on both ends of the basketball floor last evening. This week, to start out the week in the NBA, Minnesota travels to Memphis to play the Grizzlies tonight. The Rockets travel to Indiana to play the Pacers. The 76ers go out west and play one of the hotter teams in the West as well, the Los Angeles Clippers. Tomorrow night, Tuesday, the Los Angeles Lakers stay on the East Coast on their road trip and play the Brooklyn Nets. Boston Celtics travel to Dallas to play the Mavericks. The 76ers stay out west on a back-to-back and play Golden State after playing LA on Monday. And then to close out Tuesday night, the Phoenix Suns will play in Portland against the Portland Trail Blazers. The trade deadline is 3 days away, almost exactly 3 days away, because it ends at 3 o'clock on Thursday. Who gets Giannis? Who gets the Greek Freak is what I like to call him. Does he stay in Milwaukee because he's injured? That's what I think happens, but others think otherwise. Does someone make a move? Right now, the only real move that has happened is Dennis Schroeder and DeAndre Ayton's flipping spots. DeAndre Ayton heading to the Kings and Dennis Schroeder staying in Cleveland. What happens? Who makes a move? The Thunder don't need to make a move. Denver just needs to get healthy. Spurs are pretty solid in the West. Boston, some think they may make a move without Tatum. I don't think they do. I don't think they need to. The Pistons are top of the East. They don't need to. I wouldn't break up what you got in New York, Mike Brown, but that's up to you and your staff. I wouldn't break that up, but me being a LeBron fan and a Lakers fan, you need to go get a defender. This offense is only, even with Austin Reeves coming back, is only going to take you so far. Offense only takes you so far. It only really takes you far in the regular season. Come postseason, you need defense. Everyone knows the saying. Defense wins championships. Everyone knows this. Defense wins championships. So who makes a move? Does Giannis get traded? Something's going to happen in the next 3 days. It's the NBA trade deadline. It always gets interesting that Tuesday, Wednesday before the trade deadline, and possibly even moving into Thursday. NFL Super Bowl week is here, guys. The festivities for the Pro Bowl normally are on Sunday, but this year they happen to be on Tuesday evening on ESPN networks with the flag football, with dodgeball, with all the things they do, and the Pro Bowl, or as some people like to call it, the two-hand touch bowl, because they don't really tackle. So media day is today and tomorrow for the guys. Lots of questions going on. How's the health of Sam Darnold and his oblique? How's Drake May and his shoulder? They're both going to play, I am sure. Who wins the Super Bowl? Battle of first-year coaches. Battle of Sam Darnold on a revenge tour type thing. Battle of Drake May, second-year quarterback. Right now, the Seahawks are favored by 4.5. That was at 6.5 last Sunday after all the games ended. The over-under is 45.5 in that game as well. Should be a fun one. We're going to do a podcast on Wednesday, diving in a little deeper to the Super Bowl. I'm going to make my Super Bowl pick then. If you know me, you may already know who it is. I've told a few people, but I'll make it an official pick on Wednesday. A new thing we're going to start on the KBR Show is Today in History. What happened in history on the day, and in between days we may share a couple. So like on Wednesday, we may share a history moment from Tuesday. But today in history, in 1897, the first ice cream scoop was invented by Alfred Karl. Probably mispronounced his last name. It's spelled C-A-R or C-R-A-L-L-E. So Alfred Karl. If I butchered your name, I apologize. But the first ice cream scoop was invented in 1897 on February 2nd. Some sports history, because everyone knows I'm a sports nut. Back on this day in 1876, the National Baseball League was founded, which moved on to currently being what we know now as the National League. So baseball, the National Baseball League was founded in 1876 on February 2nd. It's almost 150 years of baseball. Pretty dope if you ask me. That takes us to our question of the day. You hear it a lot. You hear this term a lot in a lot of things. Of this. GOAT of that. The one you hear the most. Shout out you, Chip Glover, the GOAT of basketball. LeBron James, Michael Jordan. It's always going to be debate. I'm not going to get into that today. But the question of the day today is, who is the GOAT of tennis? Is it Novak Djokovic? He's longest tenured, has the most championships. But championships is not everything. We know this. Or the GOAT of the NBA would be Bill Russell. Is it Novak? Is it Carlos Alcaraz coming up? Could he be one? He's not one currently, obviously. Rafael Nadal, the Spaniard. King of the clay. Roger Federer. King of the grass. Who is it? But before I give you my answer, let's look into some stats. Carlos Alcaraz at 22 years old has accomplished the career Grand Slam and has 7 Grand Slams at the age of 22. Novak Djokovic has the most of all time at 14, 10 of them at the Australian Open. He was 10-0 before this year at the Australian Open. Now he's 10-1 thanks to Carlos. Rafael Nadal, king of the clay courts in Roland Garros, the French Open. He won 22 titles, 14 of them on clay courts in the French Open. The king of grass, Mr. Roger Federer himself, won 20, 8 of them on grass. He won 5 in a row in Wimbledon from 03 to 07. In my opinion, the GOAT of tennis is Roger Federer. He was just dominant. Not strictly, yes, he has the fewest of the 3 so-called GOATs in tennis, but he was just so dominant. His serve was dominant. His defense was dominant. His forehand was dominant, and everyone knows the one-handed backhand. He's one of the only ones to do it. And everyone tries to mimic it. And I play tennis. One-hand backhand, hard as crap. Two-handed backhand, easy. One-handed backhand, hard. I don't know how he does it. He's the GOAT in my opinion, because it is a little bit of a shorter tenure of playing tennis compared to Novak and Rafa. But he was so dominant. So dominant. That is who the GOAT of tennis is. You can come at me in the comments if you want to. King of grass, Roger Federer, Mr. Wilson, Racket himself. Sorry, Team Babolat, Carlos and Rafa, which I am Team Babolat. I don't think it's you, Rafa. All great. It could be a debate. In my opinion, that is the hardest debate of GOAT status in tennis. And Carlos is probably just going to make it even harder. Because you got 3, and he's probably going to make it 4. The only harder one, or close to hard one, for GOAT status is in the NBA, LeBron and Michael Jordan. And they're going to be hard to compare because they played in 2 totally different leagues. So, should be interesting to see what you think there. Let me know. So the question of the day, who's the GOAT of tennis? In my opinion, it is Roger Federer. Let me know what you think. That takes us to our positive thought of the day, guys. Again, author unknown here. Life is short. Spend it with people who make you laugh and feel loved. Shout out my family. I love spending time with you guys. Rachel, Liz, Emily, Mom, Revlon, and Fred. Fred, you make me laugh all the time. So, thank you guys. I love spending time with you guys. Do things you enjoy. Spend time with your loved ones. Do things that make you laugh. Do things you enjoy. Don't do things just because people tell you to do things. And as always, do it for yourself and never give up. Keep going. Keep thriving. Keep striving. That takes us to our Bible verse of the day today, guys. 2 Corinthians 12:10. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weakness, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, He, being God, He makes me strong. God makes us strong no matter how low we feel, how weak we feel, how upset we are. God makes us strong. Count on God. He will help you. He will guide you. He makes all things possible. Miracle day after day after day. It takes one thing. We have to have faith. And we have to ask 2 things. We have to have faith. We have to ask. And we have to have faith when we ask. Can't just ask. God makes all things possible, guys. When we are weak, He makes us strong. You've got this. Keep going. Keep thriving. Keep driving. That ends today's episode of the KBR Show. We'll be back on Wednesday, guys, where we recap the sports from the beginning of the week. You guys have a wonderful Monday evening. Go out, watch some high school basketball. Lots of good high school basketball going on this week in the local area. If you happen to go to the game I'm reffing, please don't yell at me. Be nice to me, or I'll hand you the whistle. Kidding. I'm not going to do that, but don't yell at me, please. Lots of good battles going on for the women's title. Spotswood's won 14 in a row. TA East Rock and Rocktown are all within a game for the top of the district. Should be a fun week of sports there. I'll do a recap Friday evening of how everything went down in the high school sports world. But go out and watch some sports. It's only $6 to get in the games. Hit me up if you want to know who plays who and when. If you want to come watch me ref one of those games, hit me up. I'll let you know where I'm at. But enjoy your evening. Warmer weather is coming, guys. It's going to be high of 37 tomorrow. High of 50s and 60s next week. It is coming. The ice is going to go away. We will be okay. Remember, when God, all things are possible. When we are weak, He makes us strong. Go have a good day. Go have a good week. Go be you. Go love on somebody. And until next time, this is King Buddy Ray. And as always, go Bucks.